Hi, my name's Cath Glossop. I run a social enterprise called Interminds events, and we do mental health recovery workshops and mental health first aid training. Well, 3 years ago I was working as a home care manager and I had a breakdown, mainly caused by the stress at work, working excessive hours. They were totally unaware of how depression makes you feel. They just didn't understand that you can't always ask for help when you're in that state. And at my lowest point, it was when I went back to work and I'd been crying all day. And I found myself sat at the end of what happened every time I left a client, I'd start crying. Every time I went into a client, I'd put on a brave face and be this jolly person that everybody thought I was. And then when I came out, the tears would start again, and I found myself at the end of the shift. I sat on the end of the street and I'd just been away and all my tablets were still in my car, and I sat in my car with a fistful of tablets ready to take them. And then somebody came from nowhere and asked me if I were okay and stopped me from doing it, came to the hospital with me, and that was my lowest point. I don't know what I would have done that day if she hadn't have come up to me. But I started going to Mind because they had a depression self-help group, so I found help myself. And then I met my business partner and friend Jojo at Mind. We're so passionate about what we do. I mean, we've been going a year now, and one of the things I really wanted to do was mental health first aid training, but I wanted to be able to deliver it, which was a big step when you've had a breakdown, to build yourself up to being able to stand in front of people and deliver a course. So eventually we earned enough money to send me on this course. One of the things we had to say when we delivered part of the course to our peers who were also on the course was why we wanted to be a mental health first aid trainer. And I went back to that day when the young lady in Wakefield came up and asked if I was okay, and I said, I want to be able to make guardian angels, people that will come up to people when they're in a distressed state and say, are you all right, love? And that person, them words could just save somebody's life. Why can't we have more compassion for each other? If you do see somebody in a distressed state, what harm does it do to go up to them and ask them, is there anything I can do? Do you need me to call somebody? They might just want somebody to talk to sit and talk for a few minutes. Everybody's in a rush these days, but a couple of minutes of your time could save somebody's life, and it's like, yeah, I think we should be more caring. I think if we can't care for each other, then who's going to care, People with mental ill health can live just as full a life as those without.